Kim Kardashian was a drug mule.
I mean, ecstasy?
Oh my God. One time, my friend had me go pick up like ecstasy at this apartment. And like, what if something happened?
So Elle Woods right
And no, I'm being serious though.
Welcome back to another episode of the reKap with the K. I'm Colt Paulson.
And I'm Archie J.
And today's episode, I called it, and it's episode 1 of the reKap. Kim Kardashian does not have a boyfriend.
No, she's just a tease.
For him. For him? Who's him?
I don't know.
But she is actually giving some real, like, truth bombs. Like, manifesting your man. How are you going to remodel your whole home and not take into account that one day you will have the love of your life living with you?
Guys, we're adding on to the house. We're changing everything for me. And then I thought, wait, where's the his side?
I mean, I think that's really interesting. She said she was in the middle of doing renovations toward the beginning, but then they had to halt everything because, wait a minute, if I want to open up space in my life for someone else to share this life with me, let me also take them into account to give them a wing.
If you build it,
he will come.
If you build it, he will come.
Do you think Kim Kardashian had on her 2025 bingo card that she'd be a renter?
We are at my new rental. Like a year and a half.
Which is a sickening house, by the way.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's just up the street from her actual Calabasas home. And I love how Kim's like, we'll spend the summer in Malibu at my $70 million mansion.
When we move out, we're definitely gonna stay in Malibu for the rest of the summer. And then we just need like a home base.
But the fact that Kim wouldn't just buy a random house in Calabasas to then, I mean, she bought all the houses neighboring her, hence why she's able to do this big renovation.
I'm packing up my entire house. I'm fully remodeling, and it's not easy to do this with 4 kids.
Kris Jenner comes over, and we kind of got the insight of Kris being like, whoa, you need to get rid of some stuff. And Kim being like, no, we're all hoarders, and we get it from our mama.
I thought you were a minimalist. You look like a hoarder right now.
I know, I really need to chill. You're the real hoarder.
Stuff. I am.
Memory hoarders, to be exact. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that they've experienced living this life, and they want to hold on to the memento.
North gave me one of her teeth today and was like, I lost a tooth. And I'm like, do I keep this? What do moms do? Do they keep teeth? We're all memory hoarders. So if we got it from anyone, it's definitely from my mom.
I mean, we've seen her warehouse with all the Kanye stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
She's a hoarder.
Since she's rich, it's just called an archive. Like, everything she keeps is for the archive, and us, it's like, yeah, we're hoarders.
Yes.
So there needs to be a, what is My Hoarder Life, that show, but for rich people, just the archive.
Yeah, the archive.
But I did kind of really love that Kim was opening up about her future partner.
Yeah.
Because Kris was kind of taken aback.
To here, I make like a whole his closet.
You must really like him because that's.
Do you think that's big enough?
Kim, that's bigger than my bathroom.
Okay, good.
But what guy, though, Kris?
What guy deserves this?
But what guy is she even hinting at? She doesn't even know. She's like, you must really like this guy. But Kim's like, I don't really have a guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure she has guys.
But I kind of want to leave a drawer empty in my house to manifest.
You don't
from
have
my
one
man.
empty?
No, it's all filled with, I'm a hoarder. But I'm like, I'm gonna have an empty drawer to manifest a man. I'm not gonna be able to build him his own closet.
My whole side of the closet is empty.
Really?
Yeah.
For your significant other, the future?
Nope.
Why do you have an empty closet?
Just because I'm renovating for myself.
The producers were so shady, and I'm loving that they're, like, obviously it's a whole new production company than it was Keeping Up, so
Yeah.
they're finding their bearings with the Kardashians, but for the producer to ask the Kim Kardashian if she was basically a lesbian.
Yes! She said maybe.
Should we assume that there's a him?
No, you should never assume.
Ow. Is there a her?
Maybe. You never know.
I was dead.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, she's not putting on lingerie for nobody.
I mean, just to feel herself.
Yeah. So Kris Jenner, you always make fun of me. Kris Jenner finds Kim's wig collection.
Wish I would have known about this closet before. Could you imagine if Corey didn't recognize me?
Your daughter's Kylie Jenner, who has entire, like, the most iconic wigs in all of wig history. Like,
King Kylie.
You know your kids have wigs.
Yeah.
So Kris stealing the wig, Kim probably didn't even know she took the wig, to then wear it for Corey Gamble.
Kind of hot.
Okay, babe.
What the is this?
she actually really looked good with the bang. Like, why wasn't this the wig she wore to the Met Gala?
Yes.
Like, any wig Kris Jenner puts on is sometimes not sometimes, is always questionable.
The blonde one.
She just needs to steal her daughter's wigs. But it also got me thinking that we've never seen Kris with gray hairs.
You have beautiful, gray, soft
Gray?
hair.
My hair isn't gray.
I said great.
No, not at all. And she cleared that up really quick with Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, your hair is always great. She's
Yeah.
like, gray?
Gray? Which-
Great.
The reason is Kris Jenner every Friday gets her hair dyed at 5 a.m.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When did we learn this fun fact?
Khloé talked about it on a podcast.
Every Friday?
She gets her hair done at 5 a.m. every Friday. So this is why we've never seen Kris with gray hair. So
Does she need to do that every week? Does her grays grow that fast?
I mean, any type of root, yeah.
No, wow.
You don't want no roots. But it just made me think, I'm like, damn, when he brought up the grays, I'm like, yeah, Kris, we've never seen her with gray hair.
No, never. And we probably ever won't. Look at MJ. Her hair is a brown bob.
Wig.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Still, we've never seen gray.
Never seen gray? Maybe the Kardashians just never grow gray hair. It's one of their hidden talents. But it was fun bringing up Kim's man that Corey Gamble had to kind of really tell Kris, like, there's not one human being on the planet that will ever date Kim Kardashian that does not know who Kim Kardashian is.
With 9 times out of 10, the person's already seen her, whoever it is. He don't know her, but he's seen her. Because it's hard
Maybe
not
not.
to know her.
Maybe not.
To clarify, he said he doesn't know any heterosexual man who does not know who Kim Kardashian is. And I wanted to give him a little rebuttal because I think that there's not one man, heterosexual, homosexual, that does not know who Kim Kardashian is.
No, she's the most famous human being on the planet. And I was kind of thinking like he was kind of implying that everyone's had a wet dream about Kim Kardashian at least once in their life.
Have you?
Oh my God, I actually have, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a wet dream, but like whenever I drink, I get so emotional.
You said drink?
Whenever I'm like drunk,
Oh.
if like she pops up on my feed, I just like cry because I love her so much.
Okay, I
But
thought
like
we were going somewhere with this.
Love her so much.
Yeah, she's
so I've never had a wet dream, but she's made all my dreams come true. So that's even better.
Yeah, that's nice.
But flashback to last few episodes, wet dreams are healthy.
Yep.
In case you do have wet dreams about Kim K, they're healthy. But don't you think that's what he was kind of saying too? Like most straight men have jerked off to Kim Kardashian.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the prison reform guys that we'll get to.
Who's your favorite? You. Corey, at this moment, he actually did kind of open up a little bit about his relationship with Kris.
Which, yeah, I mean, 10 years?
Corey is my forever date, and we have the best time together.
I like them vintage like that.
We've been together over a decade. Never thought I'd say that again.
But him kind of being like, without saying it, but saying like, I'm good for you. Like, despite what all you say at home.
Yeah, he did.
I am good for you.
You are
works for-
definitely an old soul. You're
Me
literally
being
older
has,
than me.
Has worked tremendously for your life,
Yeah.
whether anybody want to talk about it or not.
Made me feel like, okay, we're getting something. We know absolutely nothing about you. And yes, could you be a part of the CIA? 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 Corey Gamble? Possibly.
Yeah.
But I don't care because you make Kris Jenner happy.
Yeah, he really does. And when they put that into perspective, because they don't have a lot of like one-on-one moments to camera, like talking about themselves. And so it was like really refreshing and really interesting because I was like, wow, he still is here.
Yeah.
You know? And it's such an interesting duo, but they work.
They do. Well, also, I think they work because who knew Corey Gamble was a comedian?
This person is either tribal or Buddha.
Tribal?
I'm just saying, if you've never seen a picture of her, you live so far in the deep.
Corey's a comedian and he's much older in heart than Kris.
Yeah. Literally, the fact that when she said cheers to maybe staying up past 7. And he said, I don't want to cheers to
I don't
that.
want to do that shit.
I'm like, oh, so maybe he likes to be in bed early with this woman.
He's in bed at 5 p.m.
I'm gonna try to stay up as long as possible. If we can stay up past 7, yeah. Woo!
I'm not choosing to that shit.
The Kardashians this season have been really heavy on family, and one topic that I'm so glad they touched on was their father, Robert Kardashian.
Our dad being diagnosed with esophageal cancer, he passed in 2003. My dad died within weeks of diagnosis. It was just such an aggressive disease.
What an amazing way to kind of bring him into the picture and kind of, I mean, they've obviously talked about him and we've seen this center before and it's known for the Kardashians that he's, oh wait, what's it called? Esophageal?
Esophageal.
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 The esophageal cancer. Esophageal?
Esophageal.
Esophageal. It's esophageal.
Not a vehicle.
esophageal cancer.
The esophageal. Can you just say
Kim
it?
and Khloé are going to go celebrate the Esophageal Cancer Center in honor of their father.
Which, going over to this event, I'm glad that we got a new Kardashian character unlocked. Khlotoris.
My name tonight, Khlotoris. Just kidding. Wait, like the Seinfeld? Yes, of course.
I didn't need this. I didn't need this at all.
Well, I kind of loved it. I'm like, Camille the Camel's been here. We
Yeah.
got to get a new era. And it's Khlotoris. honey.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what Seinfeld episode that was based off
I don't
of.
either, yeah, but apparently cousin Cici knows.
Cici, fill us in. And you know what, Cici? Kourtney Kardashian is physically obsessed with you because when she saw Kim, she was just like, hey, to light up like she's freaking Christmas morning when she saw you, Cici.
Hi.
You must have been right behind us.
Yeah. How are you, Cici? Hi, Khloé.
Who knew you just needed Cici in here? Here
Right.
comes Sprucey Kourtney.
True. And she even saw Khloé and was like, hey, and they're like, hey, we haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she showed up for
She
her
did.
father. I'm so happy all three of the girls were there.
Yes.
And I said it last episode, Kim loves a monologue. Here she is giving her speech.
I know he would be so proud because he was the kind of guy that would go when it was too late, like so many people that we know.
She is a natural talent.
She is the voice of the family.
Yes,
Yeah.
she really
like,
is.
Honestly, like if you're, yeah, no one's speaking really outside of her.
Two shy girls, you don't want to say anything?
Khloé Kardashian did go up to the mic, and I was kind of living for this moment because leave it to Khloé to shade the entire College of UCLA.
I thought you were going to say Dad would be pissed because it's not a USC hospital. My dad was a Trojan. He went to USC.
That was my favorite thing. I really honestly want this to be like my peak because it was so interesting. She was like, I don't really know if my dad would like this, but hey, and then leave it to Kim, the PR queen
Yep.
of it all, to clear everything up. Like, we're so happy to have this partnership.
But he would be so grateful and so proud and so happy that UCLA is our home.
But it makes sense because on Keeping Up, Rob Kardashian went to the USC and it was a huge thing. So he wanted to go because that's where his dad went to school.
Yeah.
So it was kind of fun to be like, oh, Khloé can't. She's just over here thinking, my dad probably is like, why did you pick UCLA?
Yeah.
But they picked UCLA and they are saving so many people's lives. And that is the main and most important thing.
Very important.
Anything for health.
Anything for health.
And one of the things that I'm really happy about that the producers brought up was asking if Robert would be on the show.
Yeah, this was cool.
Would your dad enjoy being on this show?
I think he would. He would have loved it. He would definitely be in on the pranks with us.
My dad, in general, was incredibly goofy, definitely class clown.
I've always thought the question of, if Robert Kardashian was still alive to this day, the Kardashians would not be the Kardashians. Like, there
I
is
agree.
no way they would be doing any of the things they've been done in the past with their dad still being alive. And I'm happy that the Kardashians, they own that too, to be like, yeah, we probably wouldn't have been doing some of the stuff.
Yeah, Kim said she would be grounded for life after some of the things that she's done with her dad not around.
He'd also be pretty pissed off at a lot of things too. I'd be grounded for life already.
I'm sure some of our antics he probably wouldn't be too thrilled with. But also, I think if he was here, we would probably also be different at the same time. Like, maybe not make some of the stupid choices that we've made. Who knows?
But I do think that, like, if we were to draft up this image of if he would be on the show, I think he would be a great addition. But they would just not be the Kardashians that we know.
No.
No. Everything happens for a reason.
Robert Kardashian was always behind the camera filming his kids, and we always see the home videos, and it's
Yeah.
always just his voice. So I was kind of glad to get to see some footage of him being silly and goofy. And now we know where Rob Kardashian gets his goofiness from because it was literally spitting image of his dad.
Yeah, I mean, Robert and Khloé, you know? I think that Robert just would have been very playful. And we probably wouldn't have seen him for the first couple of seasons of Keeping Up, but I feel like he would have, like, got in on the fun.
Yeah.
Especially with the pranks, you know, they mentioned.
I want to question what pranks was Robert Kardashian doing to Kris Jenner because
Oh, yeah.
I could only imagine
Love
the
of her
stuff
life.
he did.
Love of her life.
We are getting grandma duty this episode and getting to see all of the kids. Not even all of them.
I've got 10 grandkids coming today.
Come on, let's go. Listen, everybody line up, tallest to shortest.
Okay, to the front.
I was overworked just watching this episode.
It sounds like a horror movie.
I literally have that written down right here.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yoo-hoo!
Look, Rock, all corn.
Where is everybody? Date! Sammy! Tatum! Tatum! Oh, God. Guys!
It was a lot going on. It was just so much going on. You're wrangling 10 kids. Penelope, though, she's my girl, because she was not trying to get in that van.
Good luck with Rain and Saint.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just go sit down? You don't want to go with all your cousins?
No, you come with me.
Okay, she wants to come with me.
Wow. Rejection.
Do you blame her? Literally, Kourtney's like, good luck with Saint and Rain.
yeah.
And if I were Penelope, I don't think I would either.
Penelope's like, thank God, give me a break from these menaces.
But from this episode, Penelope did not want to be separated from Rocky. Guaranteed, because when Kourtney was taking the picture of Rocky, Penelope was like so excited to have a little baby, which I am coining a new term for Rocky, a new name for Rocky. And that's Blurry baby.
I was going to say, is it Blur?
It's Blurry baby.
Yeah, okay.
Rocky baby, bye-bye. It is Blurry baby until further notice.
Well,
because we still have not seen this kid.
Goats, Rocky. Look at the baby goats.
Should we show him?
Yeah.
Kourtney has to approve that. Yeah, she had to approve the snacks.
That's true. I'm like, yeah, leave it to Kourtney to be upset about dyes and Gatorade.
I can't believe that's the snacks that you guys have.
I didn't pick them.
I gave specific popsicles.
It's like eating poison.
And then leave it to Penelope being like, Mom, it happened, move on.
Yeah, like, come on, Kourtney. But I was like, that's such a Kourtney moment. But in the car when Tatum was talking to Kris Jenner and she could not understand what he was trying to say, I was like, Kris, he is speaking English. Like, it's not like he's speaking anything. How could you not understand? Chips.
Tatum, do you want water? What? I don't understand Tatum. Chips. Ah, this language barrier is wild.
She said the language barrier.
Yeah.
Maybe her. Turn that hearing aid up.
Does she have hearing aids?
She was having stroke.
Oh, yeah, she got it. Something fixed.
Yeah, yeah.
This corn maze.
Children of the corn, literally.
They're going every which way. I don't know how to keep track of them. It's freaking me out a little bit.
Obviously, they have security, but I'd be freaking out that many kids running loose in a corn maze.
Yeah, if I didn't have the entourage that Kris had with her, like that would actually be really scary.
Yeah.
Can you imagine finding 10 kids in a corn maze?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
It was so interesting.
I mean, my first thing would be look for the cameraman. But second, I'd be like, well, I don't even know where to begin.
It was so much going on. You see the security dude like running behind Kris with her Birkin?
Yeah.
The crocodile burgundy Birkin.
Let's do this, guys.
No.
One of my favorite things about the Kardashians was always when they would go on vacations. And we did get an inside scoop on whenever they went on vacation, the production company at E! would be like, can you please say the Kardashians are here?
Babe, every time we would go to a city, any trip, anything, they would always be like, can you give us one, like, the Kardashians are here. So we would do it at every place we would go.
I will forever remember them saying, hello, Dubai, the Kardashians are here. And getting them to do that again.
Yeah.
The nostalgia and the joy that brought me.
Kourtney, 1, 2, 3.
The Kardashians are here.
We only got 2 of them doing it though. We only got 2 of them doing it.
Well, and the
Kris and Kourtney.
Yeah, but and Rain was even being like, there's only 2 Kardashians here.
Right.
There's only 2 Kardashians here.
That's Kourtney and Dream.
Kris had to clear it up. She said, once you get a little Kardashian in you, you're always a Kardashian.
I was a Kardashian before they were a Kardashian.
But you're not anymore.
Once you're a Kardashian, you're always got a little bit of Kardashian in you.
Don't forget, she gave birth to Kim Kardashian. But I do have to say, the fact that that's a huge topic on social media is Dream Kardashian being the only Kardashian kid with the last name.
Dream is iconic, not gonna hold you. I mean, even the whole Black China of it all, like, she's the only one.
Yeah, but it is wild to think that even the cousins are thinking like, we're not Kardashians.
They're not.
But I hate to break it to you, you're all Kardashians forever and ever. Like, you're a Kardashians.
Yeah.
It's not even a last name at this point.
Kylie and Kendall are Kardashians.
Yeah.
You know?
People get so mad when I say the Kardashians and include them. I'm like, they're on the reality show, The Kardashians, let it be. Were you dying when Kris Jenner literally was like, get back on this tractor or we're leaving?
No, I didn't die. I was like, Kris Jenner is the parent that I will be.
Tell them if they don't come now, they're gonna miss the truck.
Well, let's not traumatize them with abandonment issues.
We're in a pumpkin patch.
If you don't come now, we're gonna leave you here. You may never make it home.
Really? I'm like Team Kourtney. I'm like, I would be Kourtney. We are not scaring our kids.
No, she was like, the kids are gonna have abandonment issues. No, if you don't get your on this tractor, we gotta go.
Well, we did, because of this scene, get a glimpse of what Kris Jenner would sound like as a Disney villain.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Last episode, Kylie was given sounds. That's Kris Jenner's sound.
Right.
Her evil laugh was iconic.
What a psychopath.
Shout out to Kris Jenner, because I know at the end of the day, she had the stiffest martini ever after dealing with 10 kids.
Literally. She put herself to bed.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kim's gonna give prison reform a storyline whenever she gets the chance.
We are going with Scott Budnick to Growlersburg Conservation Camp, and I'm bringing Scott, Kendall, and Olivia.
I don't know. This was really cool to see. You know, I like when, you know, Kim highlights the, you know, prison reform of it all and like see these guys on the journey to a better lifestyle. And then as Kendall mentioned, she didn't really know what she was walking into, and to actually see these guys kind of live freely outside of the fences, bettering their life was cool.
Wait, so we're not like locked in?
Nope. That's the craziest. They leave a cell and a barbed wire fence and being shackled and everything to this.
I mean, they're incarcerated without the carceration.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just living there out in the wild.
Right.
Like, literally, they're in the wild.
They're in the forest, yes.
I didn't realize that the physical property was gonna feel like a camp.
They actually went out to the troops, like different troops of, well, do you say inmates or firefighters? Firefighters, right?
Yeah, firefighters.
Yeah, but like they're inmates.
Let's just say firefighters.
Yeah, but like when you think about it, that's the wild part.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're still on the journey.
Yeah, but they're out here
being really productive each and every day. We're doing some of the hardest work imaginable, because if I could do this, I could do anything.
Anything.
But Kendall really amplified purpose.
A word that's been coming to me a lot today, and Scott and I were talking about it on the plane, was the sense of purpose that I feel like you guys might feel you have, and I think that's really amazing to be able to say you have that. It probably gives them such purpose, too. Them being able to find and feel purpose in their daily life. I think that's so cool.
Hey, sidebar, do you know why it kept saying filmed in 2024? Like, why was that so important?
Are you serious?
Yeah, tell me.
You don't know?
What, because of the fires?
Yeah, the fires.
Oh, okay.
They had to make sure they knew that this was filmed prior,
Got it.
Because of the California wildfires, I actually was happy that they showcased this as a storyline, because this couldn't have came at a perfect time, like time-wise. These are all the firefighters.
I was going to say, they came to
on
help.
the show that are actually in California fighting these fires.
Yeah, yeah.
So props to you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
The only thing I love in life more than Kim Kardashian is people being obsessed with Kim Kardashian. And seeing all of them just like gooped and gagged for them to show up.
Big fan of you guys. Watch you guys for a long time.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's up, Scott? Man, big fan.
It just brings so much joy to my heart.
I think it was really cool for the guy to ask Kim, you know, her why of it all, which helped like reframe the purpose. We hear a lot of like, you know, she going to the White House and going, you know, to like help people, but to actually have her identify her why in today's day and age to just like reframe the energy. I think it's just really helpful as we see this journey ever evolve.
Well, 100%. And I think too, like we see obviously Alice Johnson in the episode as a flashback. And that's always kind of the story she said was, I was on Twitter, this video popped up, I had to help. Now we're actually getting probably the true story of why she really wanted to get into prison reform. And it's because Kim Kardashian was a drug mule.
I mean, Ecstasy?
I went to a women's prison, CIW, and I sat in a room like this. And this one girl was like, my boyfriend had me go get drugs or pick something up at this apartment. And I didn't know that like some shit was gonna go down and someone died and like these crazy stories. And I thought to myself, oh my God, one time my friend had me go pick up like ecstasy at this apartment. And like, what if something happened? And I was like, I literally thought that.
This was all bad.
This
was all bad, Kim.
Was it bad because
bad,
Kim read the room, or was it bad because Kim's doing ecstasy?
We've known she's done ecstasy.
Well, yeah, the two times she's
on
done
the
ecstasy.
tape, right?
Just say the tape.
The tape. The tape.
And the first time she did ecstasy, she got married in Vegas.
Well, she needs to stay away from ecstasy.
I don't think she's done it since. But it is really interesting because Kendall being like, this is such an Elle Woods moment, because blonde moment, Kim. We're all human.
Sweating. The reason I lost it and kind of laughed so hard was because I saw the officer, like a few people over from her, basically be like, like, it was so like Legally Blonde or something.
And she mentioned, she was like, I could have called my dad to, you know, help me get out of this. And like, that is not everyone's experience.
If some shit went down, I would have been able to call my dad and he would have helped me. And these people didn't have that.
So recognizing her privilege to then go and want to help other people, I think is the goal here. But let's just leave the ecstasy alone.
You know what she said? Everything's everything's.
I was like, oh my God, this is so up. Like, how do we help here? And it gets overwhelming because every part of the system is so up.
I'm everything's.
I'm you're she's we're
everything's. But every part of the system is.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's crazy.
Except for fire camp.
All of the autographs they were giving, like, I just.
The guy, he's like, how much do you think I can make on eBay to Kendall?
There you go.
So like, if I like sell this on eBay, how much do you
Honestly, I don't know.
I'll buy it from you, sir. Whatever you want. Name your price. I'll buy it. But when Kim asked them who her favorite Kardashian was.
Who's your favorite sister?
These guys, they're probably just on cloud 9 with a K. Like, I'd be on cloud 9. You'd be on cloud 9.
I
like,
think about that too.
We all be on cloud 9.
Even her shaking everyone's hand, right? They're just like, wow, this is Kim Kardashian shaking my hand.
But leave it to Kim Kardashian to not leave without a selfie.
Wait, we need a selfie, all of us
Come
together.
on.
Scott, can
Come
I
on,
use your
guys.
phone? 1, 2, 3.
Scott, can I have your phone?
Yeah, literally. But Scott calling Kim out like, no, you did mean that, Kim.
I was kidding.
No, she wasn't.
Well, after years and years of Khloé Kardashian, years and years of her mother, her momager, not supporting her in her dreams and desires, Khloé Kardashian finally is starting her podcast.
Oh, Khloé in Wonderland.
Khloé Wonderland looks very much like this set, honey.
Khloé, the set is so good.
Isn't it pretty?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I mean, she saw this show and she wanted to replicate.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thompson.
But we'll forgive her if she just comes in and chat with us about the recap.
We can pull up a chair.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that Khloé Kardashian, I just have to scroll. I am feeling for you because the fact that you are sick on such a big, monumental part of your career.
Just the timing really, really sucks because I sound like I smoked 5 packs of cigarettes a day, but it's okay.
I mean, yeah.
What?
I was like, she addressed, you know, the sick of it all. And
Don't
like,
come for her
and
coughs.
like why she like didn't want to hold production and everything. But then it's also really interesting because Khloé is the most vocal when it comes to cleanliness and washing. Remember when we were in pandemic and washing the hands and everything, and she just didn't understand how people are so dirty, and she's coughing in everyone's face. I'm like, girl, have a cough drop.
We're in Khloé's studio. We're in Wonderland. Khloé can do whatever Khloé wants to do.
I don't want to cough in Wonderland.
She apologized.
Sorry. I'm sorry. That's so rude.
I don't want to.
But I'm also like, is it just the sick in my mind that like, no matter what the Kardashians do, I'm like not grossed out. But if you did that right now, I'd be like, cover your damn mouth.
She's sick as a dog. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Kardashians could do no wrong.
I mean, they could kill a person.
I didn't hear that. Was I looking bad the whole time, or was that fine?
Nothing was wrong.
Okay.
Oh, get him out of here.
Sorry.
Get out of here.
Oh my gosh, am I getting sick?
You're fucking up Wonderland.
Am I getting sick?
Excuse me.
Of course, Scott Disick's being the first guest. And I remember listening to it, and I'm glad they put this on the show, being like, yeah, you're my first guest, but I don't know if you're worthy enough, the Lord, to be my first episode.
You are the very first person that is recording with me.
No way.
In my podcast.
No, I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's going to be episode 1, but you're the first person.
So I'm like the guinea pig?
Yes.
And then I'm not even the first ep?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, because you probably get somebody more famous than me. And
No, it just depends what you give me
That's
today.
horse manure.
Her podcast is such a fun listen, and I love when she has her friends on there because she does give a lot of insight and some fun stories. I think the Scott Disick episode could have been a little bit more vulgar.
Yeah, right? It could have been more of them.
Lordy, lordy, lordy. Why are you so serious?
Well, I mean,
and I'm not sure that Scott was the best choice for my first episode because he seems so nervous and it's making me more nervous. And now I'm like, God, who's gonna listen to this bullshit? I don't know.
The reason I say vulgar is because Scott always goes to the sexual, and here he is doing the exact same thing to the point where they gave him his own montage.
Well, hey, let's see what you got.
I'll give you everything I've always wanted to give you.
But I'm scared.
God must have broke the mold when he made you.
Just hoping.
Get these cameras out of here and go upstairs then.
He does speak to me maybe a little more flirty than my real brother does.
Do you have the new nipple bra?
Of course I have the new
I was
nipple
gonna
bra.
say, those things look good.
I'm scared you're gonna hit my ass.
I thought about it, but I wouldn't do that to you.
My ass. No.
On the episode that with Scott and Khloé, the hooking up with sisters was a main topic.
You got Khloé pregnant? I'm like, yes, Dad, I got Khloé pregnant.
I did a poll. Like, my #1 question was, have you and I ever hooked up?
Yeah.
No, we haven't.
Oh.
For years, people have always ran with this narrative. Either you hooking up with Kendall, I've always seen a lot. It's either been Kendall.
No, I would never do that.
Do you remember going to the grocery store and there's the magazines of Khloé hooking up with Kendall, Khloé hooking up with Khloé, like getting Kendall Jenner pregnant.
Scott, yeah.
Yeah.
He said Khloé hooking up with Khloé.
Well, that's all she's doing right now. Anyway, so
okay.
Freudian slip.
Yes.
I'm glad Scott is opening up about this because we remember Scott for being Scott. And Khloé says,
punching mirrors.
$100 bill in the mouth, honey.
Yeah.
He's a changed man.
Yes, he is.
He's grown, and I think he's really prioritizing his children, and that is the main thing. And I think old Scott would have made jokes like, yep, I did bang Kendall. But he knows Kourtney's not gonna like that.
Right. Yeah, that's not good.
But who wouldn't want to bang Kendall?
You see he had his little vape with him?
He did?
Yeah, they blurred it out.
What is up with the Kardashians blurring everything this freaking season?
Yeah, it was yellow.
First Blurry baby, then Northwest, and now Scott Disick's vape?
Oh, yeah, Northwest.
And speaking of blurred, Rob Kardashian, if he ever makes his appearance on the Kardashians, is gonna be blurred.
I think I'm gonna have Rob, like, you know, when you're in witness protection and like, they're like blacked out and you change their voice, I might just have him do that.
It's like, what did she say? Witness protection program?
Yes.
Blur the face, change the voice.
Could be in episode 1.
I would love to hear Rob's stories today, so we can do what we got to do. Let's just get him on.
I think that will be one of the most listened to podcasts in the entire world if Rob Kardashian has a sit down with Khloé.
Come on, Bobby.
Because the Kardashians changed their hair color so much this season, we really don't know when any of this is filmed. I'm gonna say this was filmed after Khloé's birthday, and because of that, Scott Disick, you know damn well you don't show up to things.
The only thing that really annoys me about you is when you say you're gonna come to something and then you don't show up.
Right.
I was thinking you were gonna do that to me today.
Never. I hate that you think that.
Yeah, that was unfortunate, right? That was unfortunate
for Scott.
That was unfortunate for Scott. But she mentions how she always gives him a pass, but yeah, he doesn't show up.
He needs a let me wake up to realize he.
But he showed up today.
He did, and he was our first
guest. He showed up today.
He was.
And he was on time.
How'd that go?
It went great. Welcome to Wonderland. It's a beautiful time and a beautiful land.
Oh, Kris Jenner was there too.
Kris Jenner was there, which I love how Kris was like, okay, bye. But then she's like, I'm never
leaving.
Yeah. She's got eyes in the sky.
She said, I'm never leaving.
All right, I'm out. Peace.
For this episode, I want to jump into my peak, and that is just the Robert Kardashian senior of it all. He really was the best dad.
He would be super proud of the families that we've created and that we've all stayed so close.
I miss most my dad, just him being here.
My peak is that Corey wants to see, or is open to see, Kim Kardashian with a beekeeper.
Or they can be a beekeeper.
A beekeeper?
Yeah.
We would have honey.
The beekeeper.
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
Bring on that honey.
Oh, honey. That is the thing with Kim Kardashian, though. As long as she manifested good teeth, good hair, good skin, she don't care. I don't think she had an occupation.
I'm sure he can't be broke.
What if he has like the...
But you know, the bees are like going a little
extinct.
You know, beekeepers are probably making a lot of money.
This could be Kim's new purpose.
Yes. Bees.
Supporting the bee community.
The beehive.
My pit for the episode is when... Okay, how am I going to say this? It's a joke I need to make. I need it to land. I need it to land. It's landed for you right now. My pit this episode is all the Kardashian cousins calling Psalm a pumpkin. Because I'm right there with you too, Psalm. I hate when people call me a pumpkin.
You do not look like a pumpkin. No, you're not a pumpkin.
That's actually funny.
Yes. Yeah. But for Kris Jenner to step in, she really stepped in. You are not a pumpkin.
Stop calling him a pumpkin.
Well, my pit of this episode is Kris Jenner, who has a cookbook, doesn't know how to cook.
I really want to start cooking again. Although I made Rob and Corey a steak the other night. And when I opened the cover of the barbecue, I singed my eyelashes, my eyebrows, and my hair. So I think I need to brush up on my cooking skills.
In the Kitchen with Kris, my ass.
Like, what, girl?
I do have that book, though. I'm gonna have to go home and make some recipes.
Yeah. See if a steak's in there.
Yes, but that is all for this week's episode of the recap. We are on episode 8. So if you've missed any of our past episodes, make sure to go back and rewatch.
Yes, and comment and like and subscribe and drop your favorite moment from this week's episode.